Hey everyone, I'm Cody Townsend, and this is the Crux 40. This pack is built for ski mountaineering, specifically technical ski mountaineering, but ultimately being the Crux pack, I feel like it's adaptable to anyone's Crux in the backcountry, whether that's going deeper than you've gone before, whether it's getting into lines you've always dreamed of. This pack is what you're going to want to bring along for the ride. So let's get into it. Diving into the details of this pack, let's first start with the size, being a 40 liter. That size is kind of the size I end up filling up the most with all the amount of technical ski gear I need in steep lines in the backcountry. It's the kind of pack where any smaller and you wouldn't be able to fit in your ropes, your extra layers, that extra water for that big day. And any bigger, you might end up having a bit of excess material on it. So I wanted this to kind of fit everything that you need on a technical ski descent and nothing you didn't. Moving on from there, I would say the highlight features of this pack, the thing that makes it stand out the most, is this right here, this back panel access. To me, this was the hardest thing to design, considering Hyperlite's use of materials that kind of support weight really well, almost prevented a back panel opening. But for me, in steep skiing situations, the back panel opening is absolutely essential. So when you're on a steep slope, if you're taking your skis off, transitioning to crampons, you need to have a way to anchor your pack in and get it into it safely and effectively without losing stuff out of it. So when the pack is on a steep slope, you can pop this open and have quick access to everything inside. And when this is anchored in on a steep slope, this is how I'm going to be able to get in and out without ever having fear of losing anything. We went through many different iterations to make this work. This final design is probably, I don't know, 15 different sketches that we worked through, and this is the one that we settled on. You do not feel this on your back. This is something, the form of the pack keeps it essentially off your back. I've toured in a t-shirt with this. You don't feel the zippers, you don't feel this panel, but it still allows for super easy access to get inside. That was kind of the make or break item for me, because I think to me, steep skiing is defined by those moments when you might have to turn around on the steeps or you have to transition, and being able to get into your pack safely and efficiently is absolutely critical. Moving on from there, the shape of it was determined by the Prism pack. The Prism has been shown to be a very successful pack for ice climbing, but there's a few different kind of things we needed to change. So obviously if you're ice climbing, you're in real steeps, you need something that has a lid to cover any sort of moisture that's getting inside your pack. So we took the Prism and adapted that for ski mountaineering. Right off the bat, I really wanted a lid on this pack because when you're out in the backcountry, the transitions are the time that eat the most time away from your day. So I wanted stuff so you can have your sunglasses right here with ease. You could have your snacks right there without having to dig through your pack. Your little things like sunscreen, sunglasses, snacks right up top, quick to easy to access, don't waste any time. That was pretty essential for me. So having a lid was a necessary item for this pack. The great thing about it though is the lid comes completely off if you want. You can take this off for the entire day and run it lidless. In this extension collar, what's really great about it is that we have a double tightening system. So you're able to get into it deeply, but one of the things that's so great about it is you can cinch it up, put it in here, and cinch it up again. So that allows for pretty much a double secure system. That stuff's not going to be flying out of your pack, even if you don't have the lid on. And then with the lid on, the lid's going to completely cover this, guard any sort of moisture, snow, wind getting inside your pack and inside your stuff itself. So having the adaptability to me is pretty cool. When I was in Baffin, I actually ended up skiing without the lid quite often. When I was in the Sierra, I used the lid almost every single time. So it just allows you that kind of freedom to make a choice depending on the day, the weather, and the gear that you're bringing. To keep moving around the outside of the pack, now I've got the lid back on, Like every little detail in this pack has been thought about. And this little strap is not there for just having some extra strap. This is a really important feature. To me, this is what you use to anchor your pack into the wall. So instead of having a huge loop off the backside or just some sort of weird system to anchor your pack in to get to that back panel access, you take an axe out, slide it right through here, shove it into the snow. You're all of a sudden on a steep slope. Your pack is secure to that slope and you can access into this back panel. This little strap, really, really important. I think I kind of kept having to bring it up because it's one of these things that like you might overlook, but becomes really, really useful in those steep skiing scenarios. We've got daisy chains full length, double side. This is obviously where you can have your ice axe. You can do a helmet carry system like I do, which you can go into later. Having that daisy chain is just one of those things you just adapt to your own uses. That's what I love about daisy chains. It's not necessarily one thing built to the one need. Like you can fix things to it in a way that you kind of works for your needs and your day that day. 2 ski carry systems on this pack. Obviously, with these side panels, we have an A-frame styles carry. A-frame is very adaptable. It's something that's very balanced and a lot of people use. I ended up finding I'm enjoying diagonal carry more and more. It allows easier access into your pack. It's super quick, just throw them together, and it is pretty balanced. The only kind of scenarios you end up wanting to go A-frame is if it's a really long hike, you want it to be perfectly balanced, something like that. So, but giving you the choice was really important to me. So obviously in the Prism pack, which was a basis for this, there was an ice axe carry system, but that was specifically built for ice tools, for ice climbing. So we kind of took the inspiration from that, but had to adapt to more ski mountaineering focused tools. So tools that have as much curvature, both in the axe itself and in the shaft. So this was sunk a little bit lower because our axes tend to be longer and straighter. It was also put in a little bit flatter to adapt to less bent ice axes. The last thing too, which was really, really important to me, is this quick release system. I want to be able to be skiing down something steep, reach behind my back and pop this open and pull that axe out like that. So having that quick release system that I can do one hand behind my back was really important, and that's why this system with this buckle and clasp is the best in my opinion. There are many other systems to carry your ice axes, but this is kind of, to me, the most useful, the most versatile, and the safest option there is. There's also these side pockets on the side of the pack. At first, I actually didn't know what these little side pockets were for, and then I brought a dead man out to rappel off of, and then I realized, oh, they're for pickets, and they're perfect because you don't have to worry about your picket sliding out. So here's carbon fiber picket, little pocket on the outside, slide your dead man in, it's gonna be secure for the day. On the belt loop, the waist belt strap, we really wanted a mix of both things that are on there. So we have the outside zipper pocket, so you can put snacks in there, you can put your camera in there, your GoPro, anything that you need quick access, but then also a gear chain. So when you're skiing with a harness on, with a lot of gear on your harness, whether that's cams or nuts, it can be actually pretty hard to get to. You got all this stuff on, a big jacket, so having a little gear anchor there, especially when you're climbing and cleaning gear, I thought was really important. It becomes that much quicker to access. The waist belt is removable, so you can change up size to your need. Shoulder straps, daisy chain all the way through. I do little mods. I add things that keep my gloves on there. I'll frequently have my camera in a little insulated pouch up there, and a fully adjustable on the chest strap as well, so you can put that wherever you need to. One of the last features on the exterior of this pack is this outside stretchy pocket. This pocket I found to be incredibly useful. It adds almost no weight to it, and for me, like, I'll put my wet skins outside there after I'm done touring. I'll put just kind of quick, easy to grab things that I need to have in there. It's a nice little quick exterior pocket that adds almost no weight, nor any sort of nuisance to the pack. That wasn't an idea for me. Hyperlite brought that over. I was like, that sounds sort of weird. It works so awesome. It's kind of one of my favorite hidden features of it. Speaking of this stretchy material, we haven't talked about materials yet. I am definitely not an engineer. I do not know the names of materials very well. So I'm gonna bring in my buddy Josh, and he can talk about the materials. So Josh, I know we have 4 different materials on here.
Yep.
This is fully woven Dyneema?
Yep, our 375 fully woven Dyneema, yeah.
And that's like the abrasion resistance to kind of, if you have your skis and an A-frame carry.
Exactly, super durable, holds up the skis for seasons on end. Yeah.
Perfect. And then this material?
That's our DCH 150, found in our typical backpacks. Also super abrasion resistant and highly water resistant.
I was gonna say, that's the main water resistant material, okay?
Yep.
And then we've got the stretch, but this is stretchy with Dyneema.
Exactly, so that's actually a relatively new fabric to us. That's our Dyneema Stretch UL.
Stretchy woven Dyneema.
Yep.
And then lastly, there's kind of the last major material, this material, which is much more kind of like, it's a softer, lighter material that kind of sucks in better than these other materials. What is this?
Totally, yeah, so that's our 100D grid stop, Dyneema grid stop rather. Basically like a lighter version of our hardline.
Pretty waterproof, pretty water resistant.
Yep, highly durable.
Highly durable, abrasion resistant, lightweight.
Yep, sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, so that's major kind of the outside of the pack. Again, seems like there's a lot of stuff on here right now, but that's how you can change this pack. There's things that you can adapt to it. So whether you have your axes on there, whether you want this strap for a side carry, you can take that off if you want, save a little extra weight, make it look a little cleaner. Again, this kind of pack is meant for technical ski mountaineering, but also can adapt to the uses that you need in the backcountry. So now that we've mainly covered the outside of the pack, we'll kind of get into the insides of it. So let's open this up, take the lid off. And so we have the double collar system. Again, what I found actually a use for this too is if you keep this wide, you can keep that open, put your helmet on top, cinch this upper one like that. It's like a kind of a unique, almost like kind of bucket. I also found that this double collar system, you can do the same with a rope. So if you got a really wet rope and you don't want it to be inside your pack, same sort of system. You can stuff it right on top, keep your wet goods outside and collar this back, throw the lid on, kind of keep things sort of separate. The double collar just really, can adds a lot more extra space if you wanted to. If you got to bring a little bit extra gear, you're gonna have that adaptability to expand the size of it, while also then being able to kind of protect it from the elements. So getting into it, so I'm gonna pull some stuff out. So by now you probably thought to yourself, if this is a ski mountaineering pack, where is your avalanche gear? The avalanche gear is on the inside. So we do have very specific pockets for it, so that stuff stays separate. It is not in the main compartment, so you're not shuffling through that, trying to find your probe, trying to find your shovel handle. And the way this is designed is to essentially maximize the amount of space you still have while also being able to have all your essential goods. So this orange safety clip is going to be a signifier that this is your pocket for your shovel blade. So shovel blade comes out right there. And then on the sides, as you can see right here, here's my shovel handle. And then there's another extra pocket right here, where then we have our probe. So everything has its unique dedicated space specifically for your avalanche gear. Quite often in a pack, you end up putting your shovel blade and your shovel handle together like this, and that takes up a lot of extra space. Your compartment for your ava gear ends up having to be kind of bigger than I think necessary. So having the blade on top, the shaft on the side and the probe on the other side allows you to kind of have a little bit tighter pockets and fit more gear into a smaller pack. Obviously it's a compromise having it more on the inside, but we tried to make it so that it's pretty still quick and easy and signifies that that's exactly where you go in the event of emergency, in the event of an avalanche, so that you know how to get this stuff and get it quick. Otherwise, and like I said, sometimes skins on this outside, put stuff that fills up there. I mean, this bag holds a lot of gear. I'll just show you kind of what's in here right now. that's all the stuff that was in that pack. We've got a very light sleeping bag. We've got my puffy. We've got goggles, gloves, and hats in there. We've got shovel beacon probe. We've got crampons. We've got a 30-meter rope and all the accoutrements. And we've got first aid kit, and then all my other essentials like InReach, headlamp, repair kit, all that kind of stuff. So this pack allows you to go where you want to go in the mountains. This pack allows you to bring everything you need and nothing you don't. It's very specifically designed for my needs and getting into lines that are steep, getting into lines that are technical, but ultimately this kind of pack is adaptable for anyone that wants to go a little bit further or go into lines they've been dreaming of. It's a pack that I've used in the summer for hiking, but I mean, it's truly built for technical ski mountaineering. So yeah, that's the Crux 40. This is a pack, to me, that blends everything you need in technical ski mountaineering with kind of the DNA that Hyperlite has built here in Maine. So to me, this is a combination of two worlds to make a perfect pack for going into the backcountry. And yeah, if you want to learn more, go to hyperlitemountaingear.com.